Hello, this is Imogen from the old shop, and I thought I'd make just a very short little video today about one of the traditional quarter days of the year, Lady Day, which is today, 25th of March. So I hope you'll enjoy it. The angel Gabriel from heaven came, his wings as drifted snow, his eyes as flame. All hail, said he, thou lowly maiden Mary, most highly favoured Lady Gloria. Today is the Feast of the Annunciation, also known as Lady Day, when the angel Gabriel, you can see here in Bale Church in Norfolk, came to Mary to tell her that she was going to have a child named Jesus, and this happened 9 months before Christmas Day, so that makes it 25th of March. It was always a very important quarter day in the calendar, along with Christmas Day and Michaelmas and Midsummer. Our Lady of Walsingham is a local iteration of Our Lady, and the image of her was burnt at Smithfield in London at the Reformation. But you see replicas of her everywhere now, including borne aloft here by pilgrims in the High Street in Walsingham. But you might see Our Lady in lots of other guises, perhaps in flowers in the garden, or perhaps out in the wayside primroses here called Mary's candlesticks, and wild daffodils out on the heath. You might think of Our Lady as the first greening in the spring in the woodland, or the new life, the ferns here pushing up through the bare earth on the heath after the end of the winter and forming the most beautiful shapes. Or perhaps you see her in the pussy willow adorning the bare willow twigs at this time of year, or perhaps a sudden sparkle of stars in the stream will remind you of the lady, or the shape of a tree in the woodland which just is a lady dancing, surely, or a lady bending and arching her back in joy at the spring coming, or other ways that the trees might remind you of the shape of Our Lady. And perhaps the lady gives you a gift when you're on the beach that you pick up and know is a sign for you, or you're out in the landscape and suddenly you see the shape of the lady in something like a barrow with its curves and the way it holds the dead. And you go up the mound and you find someone has been there before you and left a gift in reverence to this special place and the numinous atmosphere of the place. Or is your idea of the lady perhaps different again, and you're out on the heath and you think about the gypsy queen who might have come here to the Lady Day Fair? In my parish in Norfolk, the annual fair day was actually Lady Day, and I imagine the sights and sounds of medieval fair days and the traders who would come there and their ladies. Or you might think of the Fairy Queen. This is Ophelia by Arthur Hughes, but I think of her as fairy. This is one of my favourite paintings in the world. I absolutely love it, and I've seen it in real life several times. And the harebells that grow in our wild places in Norfolk always remind me of the Fairy Queen too. But healing springs and wells are especially associated with Our Lady, and behind churches dedicated to St Mary, in several places there are healing wells, often called the Lady Well. Just a few days ago we visited this magical little spring or holy well called the Lady Well that flows over the chalk, and as Norfolk pagans refer to Our Lady of the Chalk as well as Our Lord of the Flint, this seems a very appropriate place, a very resonant place for us. It's a place to leave a gift to honour the lady, and a place where you may pick up energy to take away with you as well in exchange. Another Lady Well, also called the Lady Well, is here behind another church dedicated to St Mary. This one is also hidden away, but it feels much more enclosed than the other one, but it has a very magical feeling as well in its own right. So how might you mark this time of quickening of the lady, however you might perceive her? Well, in times past I've made things. I've made pendants or talismans, you could call them. This one had birch bark around the outside and was based on deer hoof prints and had gold leaf inside each print. Or you might just find somewhere quiet that's special to you, and this is the alder car, and just sit and contemplate for a while what the season means to you. But whatever you choose to do, I wish you a happy Lady Day.